Who here is a small business owner who desperately needs help when it comes to graphic design and copywriting for their business? You've been the person creating designs from scratch in a pinch to get a campaign out in email. You've also been the person writing really great copy when you really need to get a written piece out in a blog or in your newsletter or social media. You've basically been the all-in-one marketer as well as the small business owner for so long in your business, and you just simply need help. Raise your hand if you've been that person. I certainly have. And in this video, I'm going to give you my top 3 hacks for creating amazing designs and really great copy in double quick time. I guarantee you, if you're not already doing these things that I talk about in this video, and you simply implement them because they are pretty simple, you are going to feel like you have much more time in your day, especially if this is something that you do every single day. If you're new here, hi, my name is Liz. I am the head photographer and content strategist here at Essence Presents. Don't forget that I am doing monthly content marketing live streams. If you have a question about content creation, content marketing, how to do it, where to implement, tools, all the things, let me know in the comments your question and I will answer it in the live stream and link it back to your question once it's live. The live stream will be on April 26th at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, but of course you can dive back in and watch the whole video afterwards. If you have any questions, leave a comment below. My number 1 hack is to define the content you want to maintain and create templates. Have you ever created a graphic and you intended to use it for social media, and then you had another day and this day called for a graphic for your email newsletter, and then the next day called for a graphic for an event that you're going to be featured in? If this has been your experience and you've taken the approach of creating a brand new design every single time that something called for a design, you're doing it wrong, respectfully. So obviously there are going to be times where we don't know that a request for a graphic is going to come our way. For instance, if you decide to be featured at a vendor event and they need a graphic from you, that's a time where you might not be able to prepare for that or think ahead of time to maintain some sort of graphic template for that. But what you can do is go back into the designs that you have created. And we've all created designs before. I don't care if you're a small business owner who's like a dentist office or a construction company. A lot of the time, in the beginning especially, we are doing all the things. We're doing all the marketing. We're at least doing the base work of it and maybe handing it off to somebody else. But we are doing the main thing at least once. And what this allows us to do is to realize, is this graphic good? Did it perform well? Was there enough clarity? And of course, over time, if you decide to take this on yourself and you really enjoy designing, your graphics are going to get better over time. But once you've figured out if something has performed well, what you can do is translate this graphic that performed well, whether it was an email header, a vendor event promotion, an ad, a social media graphic, and create a template just like it for the other content that you want to maintain. So let's use the example that a social media graphic did really well on your page for some reason. What you want to do is take the concepts you used in that graphic to create templates for the other pieces of content that you put out on a consistent basis. The reason we focus on that is because we're trying to give you back your time on a consistent basis. Focus on the things that you maintain normally on a regular basis. That's your email, probably, social media, probably, blog, YouTube, all those things that you do on a consistent basis. Build out Canva files and build out copy files for, in general, the content that you feel did really well, and build out templates that are very similar to this successful piece of content, and use those templates for creating the new stuff that you're going to maintain anyway. This is obviously super translatable to graphic design, but the same goes for copywriting, okay? And what's actually incredible about the copywriting piece of this is there is such magic in using AI for copy templates. So a way to understand this is if you wrote a really great blog, let's just use that as an example. It was thorough, it was personable, it was like straight from your heart, it was super authentic, and you want to have kind of the same energy in that blog in future blogs. What you could do is put that blog post in total, in full, into ChatGPT or AI of your choice and ask AI to come back to you with a prompt to then give it in the future that will allow you to create the same level and the same type of content with a new piece of content. Let's round it up. My first hack is to define the content that you want to maintain and create templates, okay? So if you want to maintain a social presence, look at your top performing social posts and make templates out of those posts that did really well in a Canva file for your social media carousels that's formatted for that. And then also consider the other content you want to create throughout a given month or a week or however you basically organize your content. If you want to maintain an email newsletter, create a similar graphic template that matches what did well with that social media post. Because obviously, if it did well on social media, it probably is going to resonate with your newsletter audience in terms of design. Copywriting, it's the same thing. If you wrote a really great piece, templatize it. Make it so that it's easy to do again and it's repeatable. My second hack is to integrate your brand kit and Google Drive to Canva. So if you've been watching this and you don't have Canva, I highly recommend that you consider getting Canva. It's also free if you don't care to utilize some of the features. But this step or this hack in particular actually is going to require you to have premium Canva. And I couldn't speak higher of Canva, honestly, because it has changed my whole business in terms of streamlining. If streamlining and getting content marketing altogether out of your everyday is your goal, I highly recommend that you consider Canva. It's, I think at this point, $14 a month to maintain. And I use it to space and beyond. I use it so much that it almost feels like a steal, only paying $14.99 a month or something like that. So disclaimer, this hack is only available for people who have premium Canva. Again, it's $13.99 to $15.99 a month. I can't remember exactly. It is one of the best things you can do as a small business owner is invest in Canva, because I've seen people run their business on Canva as if it's a Google Drive or as if it's Asana or Coda or those types of tools. They have the ability to translate to Canva. And as long as you're okay with working in files, this could be truly the console of your content for business in general. If I had to put my 5 years of graphic design experience into one hack, it would be this. Make everything you need accessible to you every time you create something. Accessibility is literally the driver of motivation, and when we don't have accessibility, it's the driver of procrastination. When we don't have everything we need to create, have you ever noticed that the process feels way more daunting than it feels when you have everything that you need? And what do I mean by everything that you need? Photography, fonts, color codes, elements, even stock media. When you think about the graphic design process, you truly do need all of those things at your fingertips at once. What I found was a huge game changer with my time management in creating content was when I started utilizing the brand kit feature in Canva Premium, as well as connected my Google Drive to Canva Premium. So what this does is in Canva, you have a view anytime you're in a design. And on the left side of your screen, you have a menu bar that has elements, fonts, text box, and all of that. But when you scroll down, you'll see Brand Kit and Google Drive. And for me, I love Google Drive. You guys already know I have all my free resources in Google Drive. You can also connect Canva to Dropbox, but what the Google Drive feature does is it allows me to access my photography that I've stored in Google Drive. Psh, mind blown. This really changed everything for me because could you imagine, after knowing that, going back to the old way of uploading photography, uploading video, uploading all the things you need at all times, that gets so daunting and it drives procrastination, honestly. So there's too much space within that process to get demotivated and to get annoyed and to get frustrated and to just quit doing what you're doing. So this is my hack. Add your brand kit to Canva and add your connection of choice, whether it's Dropbox or Google Drive, where you want to access photography. Now, if you don't have any photography of your business, what are you doing? I'm just kidding. I'm a photographer and videographer for small businesses, and I find that it's super valuable to have evergreen content at all times accessible to you in your files as a small business owner. I highly recommend you consider getting a brand photo shoot or consider having somebody on your team just take some content of you. It doesn't have to be super professional. People actually value the authenticity that comes from when you just simply create content, whether it's somebody on your team doing it or it's you creating the content. The only thing you should be worrying about is making everything accessible to you in your workflow. And this is why I highly recommend getting your brand kit set up and a connection set up where you can access actual imagery of you and your business or stock media if you don't have that at this moment. So my third hack has to do with copywriting, and it's to reverse engineer your best copywritten pieces with AI. Okay, so this is exactly what I was talking about in the beginning, but let's run it through a little bit further. So if you want to templatize your copy, the best way to do this is to reverse engineer the piece of content and to ask AI to come up with the best prompt for you to then resend it alongside a new piece of content. What this is going to do is it's going to refine what you've written into the same impactful vibe of the piece of content that you originally shared with it. A smart thing to do with this is to definitely update this prompt over time in terms of AI's memory of the content piece that you want to base this prompt off of. Make sure that the original piece that you wrote is authentic to you and your business, is written with a lot of personality, and has that touch of humanness, right? We never want to come off inauthentic or as if our content is written by AI. And there are very easy ways to do this that are simply in the process of just asking for a prompt out of a very original piece of content. So this is actually the original prompt that I wrote down in preparation for this video that you can copy with one of your best pieces of content. The prompt is, I am about to send you a content type, in parentheses, so you define that I wrote, and I want to be able to write content in the future that carries the same impact this piece of content carries. Would you be able to give me a prompt that I can send you in the future alongside a new content piece that will allow you to help me replicate the impact I had with this content piece? What that will do is it will basically say to the engine, we want to replicate the impact, not necessarily like the words, not anything surface level, more of the impact. And that's so powerful because impact is the lasting impression that you want to leave on your customer or your client to help them get closer to you in your business, to help them trust you more, and to eventually help them convert. So this is why all these hacks are super powerful, is because you templatize all the work you've done. The work you've done is valuable, and it doesn't make it less valuable when you templatize. It just makes you a smarter worker versus a harder worker. And that's what we want. So please let me know if these hacks helped you out. I'm really curious. And again, please stay tuned for the April 26th, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Small Business Content Marketing Q&A. If you have questions about content creation, marketing in general, content marketing as a whole, I'm here for you. If you have a small team, you don't really have people to talk to about this, you're really just streamlining it yourself, I want to help you out. I understand you're wearing many hats and you don't have time. So I want to help you out in that way. Leave your comments below, mark your calendars for April 26th, and I will see you in the next video. Thanks.